What it is, y'all? It's your boy Jones, and welcome to the very first episode of JonesN Podcast, brought to you by Jones For Sports. We make sports better. And what's different about this podcast is, yes, of course, we're going to talk about the main topics, the major sports and everything. But with this podcast, we added a few extra, interesting topics and segments in it to, spice it up a little bit. So I'll explain that as we start off our very first segment of JonesN Podcast. It's a segment I like to call She Got Game. And this segment, I like to show my love, my respect, my congratulations to the female athletes in the world. I mean, female athletes they don't get enough recognition. They don't get enough love, enough support, enough money. And to me, it just don't make no sense. So on my platform, I'm definitely going to be one of those people that show love to the ladies that are out there balling and kicking ass in any sport, every sport that they partake in. So they definitely going to get their love from me. So the first recipients of She Got Game goes out to the Las Vegas Ace of the WNBA for winning their very first WNBA championship. So congratulations to those ladies. Congratulations to Chelsea Gray winning the finals MVP. Was just destroying them out there. And then a very, very special congratulations to Becky Hammond. I hope I'm saying your name right. But her first championship as a head coach. We know her from being assistant coach to the Greg Popovich on the San Antonio Spurs. So congratulations to her to, getting there. And then hopefully she ends up back in the NBA and becomes the first woman head coach and goes on to win a championship in the NBA as well. So that would be really dope. And yeah, I just wanted to shout out to those ladies. Congratulations, ladies. I know there's a lot more where that came from. So first segment, She Got Game. Look out for more of those. That's going to be on every segment. We're going to get into the main topic of today's episode, which is NFL Week 2. Now, was it a beautiful Week 2? It was very interesting. A lot of things were happening that we didn't expect, and a lot of things happened that we did expect. I just want to give my reactions to that. And I also want to talk about the power rankings that just came out today and give my reaction to that. And I obviously want to hear what you guys think about the power rankings and your reaction to Week 2 in the comments. So definitely do that. But so my reaction to Week 2 was it was a very interesting Week 2 because a lot of teams shocked us this week. A lot of games shocked us. A lot of games proved teams were for real. Players were for real, and that this is going to be an interesting, long season, but I cannot wait for it. I want to start off with the games that were the most interesting. Jets-Browns, for the Jets to come back. The way the Jets been looking the last few weeks, as far as the beginning of this season and in the last season, Jets just haven't been able to catch a break, but that defense is serious, and they found a way to win and upset. I don't want to call it really an upset, but the Browns were probably the better team, and the Jets found a way to win that. So congratulations to the Jets on that. That was a very interesting game to watch. Ravens-Dolphins, probably the best game of them all. Tua lighting them up, down 21 points in the fourth quarter. And just to light it up, that was special to see, especially what everyone's been talking about with Tua over the offseason, what they talked about with Tua in the last season, just what that team has in general. That Miami team has weapons. They got defense, and they got a quarterback that's trying to prove himself. And right now, he's proven himself. He looks good. Obviously, he got the addition of Tyreek Hill. That's obviously going to make things a little bit easier for him, but you still got to be that quarterback to make those throws. So I got to give him credit. I got to give the whole Miami organization credit for putting that team together over the last few years. because it's starting to pay off. It's really starting to pay off. They're looking good. I know my boys from Most Wanted, Freddie, CJ, and Mikey, are very happy right now about the Dolphins winning right now and the way they looking special. So congratulations to the Miami Dolphins. Ravens, I mean, you did as best as you could to win that game. A few mishaps that could have won you the game, but hey, that's football. It's not over until it's over. So that was also a great game to watch. Obviously, Thursday night, Chargers, Chiefs showing that, hey, yeah, we lost one of the best receivers in the game, but we still got number 15. We still got Andy Reid. We still got Kelsey. We still got a team. We still got guys that are still hungry to try to get another championship. So the Chiefs look good. That defense looks good on the Chiefs as well. So I was very impressed with that. What else do I wanted to talk about? I want to ask you guys a question real quick. Baker, I know the talk on sports media basically is about Baker. What was he going to look like before he got into this season with the Panthers? He won the starting spot, and now he's sitting at 0-2. And you still got a guy in Darnold that's coming back from injury that, hey, might just get right back into it if Baker can't get a W in the next week or two. So I really want to know what y'all thoughts on that is, if Baker can find his way and keep his starting spot, or is it going to be he's going to hit the bench and maybe even not be on the team by the end of this season? I definitely want to know what y'all think about that. Eagle fans, I know y'all in here. Y'all know I'm a Cowboys fan, but I gotta admit the Eagles look good. I can't say that even from the beginning of this season. I had a feeling that the Eagles were gonna make some noise, and right now they look good. They got some weapons on offense. They got weapons on defense, and they're making it be known. Last night, Monday Night Football, they let it be known. Jalen Hurts is looking like he's proven himself, like everyone asked him to. I think every year he gets better, and that's not a good sign for the Cowboys. That's not a good sign for Dak Prescott, because you're supposed to be that quarterback of that division, and now Jalen Hurts is looking like he's going to be the quarterback of that division. So, Eagles, hey, I'll give y'all credit when credit is due. Y'all look good right now, but that's just in the NFC East. Y'all could possibly win that division. It's still up in the air. Let's see how Cooper Rush keeps the Cowboys afloat before Dak gets back, and let's see how Dak gets back. Let's see how he performs when he gets back, because that first game he didn't look too good. So, what else do I want to talk about? The Bucks. The Bucks on defense look great, but Tom Brady and that offense do not. Now, how they got to win? They scratched it out after that fight, and they wanted it that second half. But Tom Brady does not look like himself right now. Obviously, he got some things going on off the field that's probably having some distractions and keeping him away from football and keeping his mind away from football. But he's going to have to pick it up, because for the most part, we all know that Tom Brady, this is his last year. It's over. The off the field stuff is obviously most likely have to deal with his wife and his family wanting to be home, and I've heard reports that this is going to be his last year. He's not going to be able to play football next year due to family issues and possibly his play. So I think this will be the last year we see Brady, and I hope he picks it up, though, because we don't want to see him end like this. We would rather see what he did last year and end it, because he ended it on a high note. Yes, he didn't make the Super Bowl. He lost in the first or second round of the playoffs, but he had an amazing season, was in an MVP conversation. So that's the kind of season that we all expect from Tom Brady, no matter how old he is, because he is the GOAT. Don't ever forget that. So what's another team? Sorry that I keep looking. I got the list of all the teams over there to my left. Who else do I want to talk about? if they really need to be talked about. Vikings, looked good for week 1, did not look good week 2. So that is yet to be seen. A lot of people are high on the Vikings this year, and I understand why, but it's still, I got to see a little bit more. Detroit fighting, love it. I love to see Detroit fighting finally. Green Bay, still got to see what's going on because they didn't look good week 1. Looked better week 2, but against the Browns, Bears team that just not there yet. They still got some time. Justin Fields still got some time. That if I have to talk about it, fine. NFC East, we talked about the Eagles. My Cowboys, we talked about them a little bit. I could talk a little bit more about my Cowboys. Cooper Rush, do I believe in him? I believe he can win us games that are not too big of a ask of him. If it's something that, one of the best teams, if it's Buffalo or something, forget about it. But a Cincinnati team who everyone thought was going to be on fire because of what they did last year still has the problems that they dealt with last year, being the offensive line. They look worse than last year. So that Cincinnati team doesn't look as great as everyone thought they were. They're still probably going to be a good team, but they're not as great as we thought they were. So, yes, I am impressed by the Cowboys win, but I'm not overly impressed. I'm not going to be like, oh, my God. I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm not even that confident about this Giants game. Now, we haven't lost to the Giants in a very long time. And if we have, it's been 1 in 6-7 years. So, I'm always confident going into a Giant game. Last year, I went to my first Cowboy game against the Giants, and it was beautiful. We destroyed them. But the Giants' defense, they look good. They look good. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going into this game, week 3, against our rival Monday night, where everyone's watching, one of the biggest football rivalries in football, Cowboys-Giants. I can't say I'm that confident. Will I be talking my shit? Of course I will, because that's what I do. I talk shit. I have a bunch of Giant friends. I got a bunch of Cowboy friends. But me and my Giant friends are going to go at it. We were supposed to attend this game, but I decided I do not want to attend this game the moment Dak went down. I'm sorry, Cooper Rush. Maybe you can make me regret not wanting to go to this game. Please make me regret not wanting to go to this game. I would love to see that. Because then I could really rub it into my Giant friends' face. I would love to do that. So please, Cooper Rush, let's do this. But the Cowboys defense, I'm loving it. Parsons is already off to the races for Defensive Player of the Year. Defense in general is just looking good. It's not just Parsons. Parsons is making it easier for those other guys, though. That's for sure. So defense is going to hold us down until Dak gets back. And when Dak gets back, he's going to need to really show that he earned all that money that he's getting. Because so far, I'm not 100% sure on Dak yet. But yeah, the Giants, I'm going to give y'all kudos. But y'all offense still got a lot to be seen. Because Daniel Jones is still going to give you the ball. So, we'll see. Yes, now I wanted to get into the power rankings. So, here are the NFL Week 3 power rankings. I'm going to tell you the top 10. I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to give you guys my answer. 1, Buffalo Bills. 2, Chiefs. 3, Eagles. 4, Bucks. 5, Packers. 6, Chargers. 7, Rams. 8, Dolphins. 9, 49ers. And 10, the Ravens. So, 1, 2, and 3, completely fine with. Undefeated teams, and they all look good on both sides of the ball. Quarterbacks look good. Head coaches, outside of Eagles, look good. I'm totally fine with the first 3. Number 4, I have a little bit of an issue. I'm okay with it, but I have a little bit with the Bucks being at 4. The reason why, their offense doesn't look like a top team right now. I mean, Brady is not looking like Brady. I don't even think he passed 200 yards the last 2 games. That's not Brady. Like, that's not an offense that's going to get you to a Super Bowl. And we all know that's what Brady plays for, a Super Bowl. So, yes, their defense looks good. But, again, the first game they went against a Cowboy team that offense didn't look good at all, with Dak back there. So, that's not saying much. And didn't look good against the same team who's had Brady's number forever. Now, yes, you can chalk it up to that, but eventually you gotta find a way. You gotta find a way eventually. So, yeah, I'm not sold on that offense right now. And obviously they got injuries, they got suspensions now with Evans out. It's gonna be a problem. So I'm not sold on the Bucks being 4. I would have moved them a little bit down. But going to number 5, Packers, another one I'm not sold on at 5. Yes, they're 1-1 now. They looked good yesterday Sunday against the Bears. But it's the Bears. It's the Bears. What did they do against the Vikings opening week? The Vikings just got their ass whipped by the Eagles. Now, yes, the Eagles are a good team, but damn, the Vikings are also a good team. A lot of people believe. And the Packers couldn't get a dub against them, and haven't gotten a dub against them in a long time. It hasn't. They struggle against that team. So I'm not sold on the Packers right now. I think they're still gonna have some struggles throughout this season in adjusting to not having Adams on the squad. So that's just my sense. I think the Chargers at 6 should be moved up. I think they should be probably at 5 because yes, they're 1-1, but they look good in their win, and they look good in their loss as well. Yes, there's things they got to clean up, but yes, it's the beginning of the season. Not everyone's going to be looking like the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. But the Chargers, with that defense and that offense, I think they're a team that deserves to be in the top 5. At 7, the Rams. Okay, I'm okay with 7-ish around there. I'm okay with that because Week 1, they did not look good. Week 2, they bounced back, but they also still have some things that they got to clean up, being the defending champs. So I'm okay with them being in the top 10, not in the top 5. I'm okay with that. Now, this team, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's too early. Maybe I'm over my head. But I think this team should be up in the top 5, maybe even at 4, that 4 or 5 range. The Miami Dolphins. The Miami fucking Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins look good. They look good. I love what I'm seeing on offense, especially. The defense has always been locked in, but the defense, obviously, they're going to have their games where they're going to give up points. Obviously, against an MVP and Lamar Jackson, it's almost impossible to stop a guy like that. So he's going to do what he does, but that offense now is clicking. Tua's looking good, connecting with 2 of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and Hill and Waddle. They're looking good. And that comeback proved a lot. It woke my eye up because I thought it was over. I didn't think it was possible for the Dolphins to come back in that game. But this is a new Dolphins team. They're going to fight to the end of every last game. And now teams are going to have to respect that. They're going to have to respect it. After what they just saw on Sunday, they got to respect it. That this team is going to fight to the end. So the Dolphins gained a lot of respect, and they're undefeated as well. Yes, it's only 2 weeks, but they're undefeated. That counts. They look better than the Bucs, in my opinion. I think they would beat the Bucs if they were to play right now, week 3. I'm going with the Dolphins. So, I think they should move up to 4 or 5. At 9, very interesting one, 49ers. I'm okay with them being top 10. You know what? No, I'm not, because I see one team that I would switch them with. I would have them outside the top 10. Yes, they did lose their quarterback, Trey Lance, and, it's horrible to see him go down. My wishes are with him. Hope he gets back stronger than ever, and he has a great season coming back next year. We know that'll be his team for sure next year, hopefully. But now Jimmy G, the vet, is back, the winner, the guy that knows the system with his eyes closed, has gone to a Super Bowl. It's a lot of back and forth when it comes to Jimmy, because we know he wins a lot of games, but he also can lose you a lot of games if you put the ball in his hand late, because he's going to make a wrong decision at the wrong time. So, Jimmy G, after what we've seen, yes, he got the W. He got the W on Sunday. He helped them come back and get that W. Got to give him credit, like I said. But I don't think that team is there yet. Not at least over the Ravens, who is at 10. The Ravens definitely deserve to be in the top 10. They look good. They got their dub last week, and they got a dub or lost this week against the Dolphins. But they look good for the most part. Couple defensive lapses, but I think the Ravens are going to be a good team. But the team that I think the 49ers should switch with, even though they just lost last week, I think, you know what? Let me take that. I'm going to take that back. I think I spoke too soon. And I'm going to stick with the 49ers at 10, Ravens at 9. 49ers at 10, Ravens at 9. Who I was going to say that they should switch with is the Vikings. But after what I've seen Monday night, I'm going to hold the break. I'm going to hold that one. Looked good week 1, did not look good week 2. 49ers at least competed in both, even in a loss. So, I'm okay with 49ers going to 10, Ravens at 9. But I want to hear what y'all have to say about that. What y'all think about the top 10? What do y'all think about the power rankings in general? Leave y'all comments. What is y'all top 10? How do y'all see it? I need to know. A segment, our new segment. This is the second segment. I told you there's going to be a lot of segments in there, so keep up. This segment is called JonesN For Answers. Now, obviously, JonesN For Answers is a segment that I also do on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So a lot of the followers are familiar with that. If you are not, welcome to JonesN For Answers. JonesN For Answers is where I will ask you guys a question, and you guys just give me your answer, your honest answer in the comments, and we can hopefully have a conversation and get into it. The question for you guys that I am jonesing for is, what was the most impressive win this week to you? Not in you, what's the most popular? No, what to you was the most impressive win? For me, the most impressive win has to be the Dolphins one, because of the comeback. 6 touchdowns. Tua. After everything that, all the pressure that's on him to perform this year, and to be down 21 points and to come back in the fourth quarter and do that was very special. So to me, that was very, very special. A second close was the Jets win over the Browns. Yes, it's the Browns. We know their history, but they're not that Browns anymore. They're actually a decent team. They don't have their number one quarterback, but they were close enough to winning that game. And the Jets, to pull that off and the comeback win, was special to me to watch. So, but yeah, what do you guys think? What was the most impressive win to you guys over this week in week 2? So, part 2 of today's NFL talk will be week 3 predictions, my predictions. So, starting off with Thursday night football, we got the Steelers and Browns kicking it off. For me, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think that defense will do good enough to get to Brissett and upset that offense. And, the defense will just be too strong, especially coming off of a disappointing week 2 loss. I think the Steelers will bounce back and get that W against the Browns, who still reaching for their first. Actually, did get their first week one against Baker, but Steelers will be a harder matchup for them. So I'm going with the Steelers. Then you got Bills, Dolphins. Whew, now that to me is going to be one of the best games. Now, I'm going to go with the Bills, but I do expect the Dolphins to make it an interesting game. Bills are just a better team overall. Offense, defense, special teams. But the Dolphins, I think, will make it interesting. Now, obviously, the Bills are not the Ravens. If the Bills do get a big lead, it'll be over like that. I don't think the Dolphins will be that much improved to come back in that type of game with the Bills defense. But I think it'll be interesting, but I'm going with the Bills. Next, you got the Bengals and the Jets. Two struggling teams, even though the Jets are coming off of a comeback win. But the Jets, not too much hope for them this year. Bengals still have hope. 0-2. A lot of people are talking about them right now. Expected them to beat my Cowboys, but they didn't because they're still dealing with that issue of the offensive line getting sacked. Still number one, the sack leader, Joe Burrow, 13 times in week 2 already. So that game, I think the Bengals bounce back. Jets defense, though, I'm definitely going to give you guys credit. You guys have been holding it down. But I think the Bengals finally bounce back and get a W. Next, you got Raiders, Titans. 2-0-2 teams. Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders. I think it's shocking that they're 0-2. We thought that they would be better. They're one of the teams that a lot of people had having a better year this year because of the addition of Adams and the rapport that he has with Carr. And just what the Raiders did last year. You know, they made the playoffs. They might have even won a playoff game last year. I'm not even sure. But the Titans, I think, is just over. I think that ship has sailed ever since the AFC Championship appearance a couple years ago. They just haven't looked the same since. Derrick Henry not looking like the running back he was a few years ago. It looks like those hits and carries are catching up to him. So I'm going with the Raiders on that one. Then you got the Saints and Panthers. I'm going to go with the Saints because I am not a Baker believer like that. I think he is an average quarterback, and that is about it. The Saints defense will be all over him. Saints win big on that one. Ravens, Patriots. Now, the Patriots got a big win this past weekend against the Steelers. Didn't expect that, but you should expect it when you got Belichick. Great mind. And he knows how to slow down your best player, which will be Lamar Jackson. But I don't think he will be able to do it this time. If I'm not mistaken, Ravens-Patriots played in a rain game last year or a snow game. I don't even remember. But I do remember it was a weather game, and I believe the Patriots won due to the weather. And at the end of the game, Lamar Jackson wasn't able to do much because of it. But I think he gets his revenge. Ravens big over the Patriots. Then you got the shocking Lions. To me, even though they're 1-1, they look a lot better than 1-1, a 1-1 team. So that's why I say that the Lions look a lot better going up against their division rival, the Vikings. I think it'll be an interesting game. It'll be a close game, but I think the Vikings do bounce back and get that W after a very embarrassing Monday Night Football performance by them. So I'm going with the Vikings, but I think the Lions do keep it close. Next, you got the Eagles, Commanders. I hope they both lose, if I'm being real honest. But no, if I'm being serious, the Eagles will win that one, but I do hope for a Commanders upset. That would be beautiful for us Cowboy fans. Chiefs, Colts. Colts, embarrassing loss, not looking like the team that I thought was going to be pretty good with Matt Ryan at quarterback. Got shut out last week. Very embarrassing by the Jags, too. No offense to the Jags, but I didn't expect the Jags to be looking that good against a playoff team that was last year. But the Chiefs, one of the hottest teams in the league, no shock there. Some people might be surprised because of Hill not being there, but they shouldn't. You still got number 15. So the Chiefs big on that one. Texans Bears, very boring game, but I will go with Fields getting a W over there in, against the Texans. Then you got Jaguars Chargers. Going with the Chargers, I think they are a complete team. They got offense, they got defense, and as the season goes and progresses, they're going to make it hard for any team in that AFC West to try to win it. So, yes, slow start, but I think they will bounce back. Chargers win that game against the Jags. Rams, Cardinals, division rivals. I think the Rams bounce and get this one, going 2-1. Cardinals got away with a lucky one last week, I think. Haven't looked too good the last few weeks of football, even dating back to last year. So I'm going with the Rams getting that W. Packers, Bucks. I'm going Packers on this one. This one has nothing to do with my hate or use for hate for Brady and the Bucks, but I just don't like what I'm seeing from Brady and that Bucks team right now, especially on offense. Defense, they're looking a lot better, but I think Brady just isn't there, and the Packers get a W on this one. Falcons, Seahawks. Another interesting one. You know what? I'm going to go with the Falcons. Wentz bounce backs and get a W against the Seahawks there. 49ers, Broncos. Very interesting one. Jimmy Garoppolo, his first start back with the 49ers. Broncos got something to prove with Russell Wilson and their head coach messing up play calling and timing and all that. Let's see if he bounced back this week against the 49ers team who just lost their starting quarterback, but still basically has their starting quarterback in Jimmy G. So that one is going to be a very interesting game to watch. I'm going to keep a close eye. Oh, it's a Sunday night game, so even better. Everyone's going to be watching it. So that one I'm going to have to go with E. I think the Broncos bounce back. I'm going Broncos. Then you got, obviously, the game of the week for me. Not for everybody, but for me. Cowboys, Giants. I spoke on it earlier. Obviously, I'm going with my goddamn Cowboys. But I would not be shocked if the Giants got this W. I'm not going to be surprised. Cooper Rush had a decent game last week. Can he do it again against a Giants team that is good on defense? Pretty decent. But the offense will also give you the ball back with Daniel Jones and give Cooper Rush short field position. So that's going to work in our favor. It's going to be an interesting game to watch. I'm going to root for my boys, obviously. I think we will win in a close one just because that's just how the NFC East rolls. Like, there's not too many blowouts. It doesn't happen too often, especially Cowboys, Giants. But especially with the Giants actually looking good, 2-0. But we're going to put the first L on that goddamn column. You heard? Cowboys, we them boys. You heard? Giants, you suck. So, yeah, that is your boy Jones' predictions for Week 3. I would love to hear your predictions on what you guys think Week 3 is going to look like for your team, any other team, or just the games in general. Pick them, and maybe we can make something out of that. So, next, we are going into the second to last segment of JonesN podcast, which is Better Ask Somebody, which is actually a tribute to my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle G-Man. It was a saying that he would say all the time to me and my cousins, my brothers, my siblings growing up. Whenever he just wanted to tell us a fact about something, but mainly it was sports because we talked about sports a lot. And, you know, his favorite thing was to say, after he said the fact or the history fact, he would say, you better ask somebody. And I know if you guys are in that world, if you guys are in that culture, you guys have definitely heard that before. Grandpas, uncles, fathers, y'all know the deal. So that's basically what this is going to be. I'm going to give you guys a fact, a sports fact, and yeah, you learn something new in sports all the time. So the first fact that I got for you guys this week is a very interesting one too. Since its creation, every NFC South team has both finished last in the division and appeared in at least one Super Bowl. Let me say that again. Since its creation, every NFC South team has both finished last in the division and appeared in at least one Super Bowl. The Bucks did it in 2002. These are Super Bowls. 2002 and obviously 2020 with Brady. Falcons made it in 2016. Saints won the Super Bowl in 2009, and the Panthers had made it to the Super Bowl twice, 2003, 2015, losing both. And obviously they all have lost, have been in last place in that division. So that is a very, very interesting fact that I didn't know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't know. But if you did, good for you guys. Our very last segment of JonesN Podcast is a very special segment for me because, it's just who I am. I love to show love and support. So our very last segment is called JonesN For Love, where I give my shout outs to basically anybody. It could be an athlete. It could be a local athlete. It could be followers, fans, anybody. So for my first JonesN For Love recipients, this is to you guys, to the fans, the followers, to everyone, the day ones that have been supporting JonesN for sports since day one, and just supporting my content, liking the content, buying product, shirts, hats, fantasy football, just anything, the YouTube, which I have to subscribe to if you haven't already. But yeah, just that's the very first one. Has got to go out to you guys for your support. Been doing this for 4 years and definitely didn't think I would be this far and had this much love and support from so many fans across the world. And it means the world to me. So appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And let's do this again. There's going to be a lot more of this. We're definitely going to have some guests. So if you want to be a guest on this podcast, please DM me, hit me up somewhere. I will definitely check it, and we will definitely set up a date so we can talk and Jones for whatever you want to Jones and get with it, because that's what it's about. So thank you guys for joining JonesN Podcast with your boy Jones. Enjoy your night. Jones for Sports. We make sports better. Peace.